Hi, Chef Lou in Reasor's Kitchen. Welcome. Today we are doing spaghetti and meatballs. What a great recipe. Let's get started right away. Got the sauce going here. Let's kick that up. And we got meatballs, and we're going to do sauce and meatballs, and then we're going to eat. So quickly, let's get the sauce going with the onions. About a tablespoon of olive oil. I already have the onions chopped. Cup of onions, and we'll get those cooking. And you want to cook them probably till they're a little soft. So let's kick that up on high. Got that going. And we're going to put a little bit of olive oil in the pan where we're going to cook the meatballs so that gets warm. So while the onions are cooking, let's get the meatballs going. We have 1 egg, and we have a pound of ground beef, half a pound of pork, and a half a pound of veal. Now, this recipe calls for 3 meats. You don't have to use 3 meats. You can use just ground beef. I'm Italian. I like to mix it. It's a great recipe, and it's one of my favorites, so I'm using the 3 meats. Then we're going to just add all the ingredients and mix them up. We have salt, pepper, breadcrumbs, parsley, and the best part about the whole recipe is the Parmesan cheese. And it's a cup of Parmesan cheese, and it's Reggiano Parmesan cheese. It is the best cheese you can buy. It's a little pricey, but it makes the meatballs just taste so good. Half a cup of water, and let's not forget about the 4 slices of bread chopped up, cubed up. That's all our ingredients. And the onions are cooking real nicely, so we want to add 1 tablespoon of garlic. So we got that going over here. And then once that gets going, it's ready, then we throw the 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, and I'm using Hunt's crushed tomatoes. Going to put a teaspoon of black pepper, teaspoon of salt, flat parsley, 2 tablespoons, and a half a cup of Chianti, red wine. Use any kind of red wine you want. Get that going, and we're going to kick that up a little bit. Get that going, and boy, once that comes to a boil and cooks off a little bit of the acid, it's ready to go. So now, while we're doing that, let's get the meatballs going. Let's make some room here. Let's get the meatballs going. And I'm going to mix them up with my hands. It's easier that way. Mix them up. Get them mixed up real good. This is my favorite recipe. We eat Italian food in my house every week. You know, sometimes we do sausage, sometimes we do meatballs, but I make these meatballs here. This is going to make a pretty good sized batch. And what I typically do is I'll make the meatballs, then I'll freeze them. Bring them out at a later date. You know, just freeze them up. You could freeze your sauce too. If you got leftover sauce, freeze it up. So we got the meatballs going. Make them about 2 inches. Pop them in a pan. Just look how pretty they are. Pop them in a pan. This will make about maybe 16, 17 meatballs. Not going to make them all, but what I will do is make them all and freeze them if it was at my home. And when you're ready for dinner, take a few out, a little bit of sauce, cook yourself a little bit of spaghetti. And I usually like thin spaghetti, but you could use whatever you want. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Sauce is going here. Well, sauce should come to a boil and just cooks the acid off on top. And it's ready to go. Probably about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But look at the meatballs, they cook fast. I've got them on the temperature, I've got them on medium-high. They cook pretty fast. Great flavor. Just a great flavor. Look how nice they're cooking. We talked about the Parmesan cheese. And what I do is buy yourself a grater. Get a nice grater and grate up the whole block, put it in a container, and throw it in the fridge. It'll keep for months. Reggiano Parmesan cheese is from Italy. It's got a strong flavor, so you don't need to use a lot. I mean, that looked like a lot, but really, that cup that I put in there was only a little chunk about like that. It kind of blows up when you shred it. That sauce is ready. And this is spaghetti and meatballs, but I call this a marinara sauce. Marinara sauce is a red sauce with no meat. Okay? So, meatballs are about ready. Sauce is about ready. Then what we do is we plate it up. Look at this. A couple of meatballs. The meatballs are a little big. You can make them any size you want. Put a little bit of sauce on top. Look at that spaghetti. Look at that. Look at that. You're just ready to eat. Boy, dinner's ready. Well, as my grandfather always said, manja, we're going to eat. We'll see you next time.